And looking at these two compositions,
I think that it is extremely one-sided.
Yeah, well, when it comes to power, when it comes to cohesiveness, you go to Nongshim, right? Like the top side is insane. You have great engage. You have good. Yeah, so Lands, I think, tried to sneak it.
Oh no, he's been baited. Will get knocked up, has to flash. Double flashes to follow. Permafrost. There's first blood going over to G.
Have been doing a really good job of making sure that that gold lead kind of shrinks again.
Yep. Oh, here's the on-horn. Everyone's flashing in, and Ona just going to put a stick in the...
Some would argue is the most important stat in League of Legends.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. W used.
Yeah, Gideon looking for the angle here, and he should be able to find it. There's the permafrost, there's the ulti, and holding people in place is something that Sejuani is pretty good at. No flash available. The equalizer was probably unnecessary, but it looked very, very cool. And so that is going to be the return kill. Some revenge here for Kingen.
I think the read there from Nongshim was that if we don't use the equalizer, Kingen can TP. Oh my god!
Flashing for it. They find the knockup on a carrier as well. As he cleanses, he's just ignoring Ona, who will be able to protect his cow. Because he didn't have to use it last time. As over the wall goes Calix. I'm not sure about this one because he's now getting closed in on. There's the Ram, but he flashes away. Now Faker looking for an angle onto Gideon, who has to flash. As there's the Grand Starfall. Everyone piling in as we have zoomed out so far. I didn't even know this was possible. It's absolutely insane. Down goes the jungler. Calix now in trouble, but he's able to dash his way out.
Unfortunately, yeah, never gonna get out of that. Like, does a decent job of sidestepping, but there's just way too much damage.
In the meantime, gold advantage.
Calix.
Off the back end of that players. Yeah, Calix is going to try and unbind the soul as best he can. Great knockup as the ulti comes through as well. Calix actually managing to do pretty well in the fight, but still, Faker.
Even though a lot of the characters are melee, you do have a lot of effective range. As Doran.
Doran, I don't know. Okay, it's going to be a 2v2. They get the knockup. Bouncy Castle here for Kingen, but the equalizer was doing so much work. The flash comes down, and Calix just picks up. Doesn't manage to get the cannon. I'm pretty sure. That was a bit sad. Yeah. Finished off by the turret.
T1 is kind of just playing for vibes.
They are kind of playing, but the vibes are really important because after this match, they head off to Road to MSI looking to win a best of 5 against maybe even this team.
Could happen.
And so picking up a victory here, going to be a big deal. Of course, starting off on the red side, a little bit rough here for T1. They have benefited a lot from the first pick ability. And Nongshim being able to utilize that one here.
Oh, there's the collapse.
That's a big old knockup as Carrier is coming in. They're looking for an angle, and they want to get both of them. There is the ulti to come out. The ult comes through as well from Calix, who looks to unbind the soul, and he's just dead. Last hit by the Shuriken. That is deadly. And now the Rift Herald is just going to pop down for fun.
Poke style comp.
Whoa, there's a flash over the grand entrance. Headbutt is going to go towards Faker, as now Jiu getting stunned up. And has to go into that Featherstorm pretty early on. Permafrost goes down. Jiu's trying to kite as best he can. As the perfect execution, max range from Faker is going to lock down the kill. He does die, but Calix is also now in trouble as he does have to snap back. That is still Gideon picking up the kill there as he is in fantastic position. And Lahens is just dancing around this fight like a ballerina. What? And the harpoon just one-shots the Jhin. Is Rumble a better AD carry than Jhin? What the heck was that, Kingen? As that's an ace for Nongshim. That's a 5-for-1. Okay. I saw the start of that fight. I saw Faker go in.
Just cooking the what?
Well, they're cooking steak, I guess. That's what they're having today. As now Owner is also in a whole lot of trouble. Faker dancing around this fight, though. He's got that perfect execution. Great knockup to come through from Doran. As now Gideon will get taken down. Faker able to get out this time as the curtains have been called. But it's curtains for Doran before too long. And now an equalizer going to block.
I don't know if they can contest this.
Doran does have his. You can see Gumayushi's still a long way away without his ultimate. Remember, he has 0 range. Apart from a deadly flourish. Let's see whether Ona can get in there and take this one down. The ultimate from Calix says absolutely not as the Ram comes in and they take down Lahens. Jiu trying his very best to kite as Faker gets himself all the way back to his shroud. And
but right here, T1 really wants to try and extend this play with the other debuff still there. But it's the recall and straight into another fight, Atlas.
Yes, this is what we'd be doing. Get out, get straight back in again. As Lahens is going to interrupt Faker. Jiu's going to take him down now. An equalizer on top of Gumayushi. And there is no one to defend him. Down goes both of the damage dealers. T1 have no way out. They are just cooked! This dragon is now going to be taken. That is a clean ace, an objective steal, and whatever the heck else Nongshim want to get this.
Yone.
Yeah, and a unit. This time around, though, they're going to look for the pick on towards this,
he's real dead.
King, and yeah, he's really dead. They're going to be able to take that one. Calyx over this wall, though, and we'll see whether T1 can get here in time. 1,000 gold. He doesn't flash in early enough, and the Baron is secured. There's a Glacial Prison as well, as Gideon just trying to get himself out of there. Nongshim wanting to protect the Barons, and Ona is in so much trouble. They dive on top of Faker. He's knocked up forever, and they still don't have damage, ladies and gentlemen. Gumayushi gonna have to be chased out of this one, and we'll see whether he's gonna survive. The permafrost is in range, and it in fact just last hits him. They will trade their walking barbecue for a Baron and then just kill them anyway.
That's a fourth amazing deal for Nongshim. They just keep stringing these together.
It's extraordinary.
Hands for Otacon, great deal. 1 for 5, wonderful. 5 for 0, I thought it didn't get better.
Well, there's a dragon as well.
This first game is looking like the T1 draft not working out, but there is a good amount of power picks that I am worried that have already been taken away, right? Gumayushi's Jhin, I think, has been by far his best champion. That already off the table, and him not having the best performance on it, not a great sign.
Yep. And also being able to pick Rakan in a game 1 and not having it get punished by things like Poppy and the Taliyah is kind of huge as well. So Lahen's getting a lot of advantages out of that. Speaking of which, he goes in, doesn't quite find Guma, and he's likely going to get popped. Does try and battle dance his way out, and in fact he does. Into the backline goes Faker, but they just see him and destroy him. The ulti from Calyx as well collects the rest of them, and Nongshim are just playing with their food at this point. It's a triple kill for Jiu. They just need to wait for the Conga line of minions, and the Noodle Boys will do it here in game 1 against T1. We're gonna have to see some better champions picked from our third place team here in the LCK if they want to be able to reign supreme against Nongshim. And you best believe DK and KT are extremely nervous right now.
Lots of damage towards that bottom side of the map. We'll see which variety it is, because I know normally with Nautilus you will go for the on-hit variety. Into this team, I think you go lethality. I don't think you want to be near. Again? A second first blood?
Well, they're going to look for it. There's the hook connecting, and the flash heroic charge. Doran's real dead.
I don't think they know. And he is very low.
He is extremely low.
Is he paying attention?
Yeah, got to make sure that he gets out of here. He could just be flash slammed. He does get interrupted. Gideon now booking it towards the top side. And, I mean, Ona is just going to try and go for this one again. As he does boop him away, the flash has to be invested. As now Doran could be in trouble. He's battling with both the turret and the Jace. As he picks up the aggro. And there's the last hit, Kingen! That was...
Oh my god, there's no shot.
Oh, okay. Well...
They're bullying him!
Doran's not having a great time. The hook catches him as well. Of course it does.
He wasn't fully pushed. So I guess the read was that Poppy would be on the way, but then you just can't go for that play as Lahans.
Yeah, Lahans taking a lot of damage, and there is the last hit. So I'm not...
Poppy, we've seen this man do... Oh dear.
No. Well, Doran may die again. As, yeah, there's the interruption on the dash. Gets thrown into the sky, booped back by the big hammer, and Doran will get taken down. Kingen collects himself the kill. And they need to really start thinking about giving Doran a kill onto Lahens just so they can start resetting the money, because, I mean, we're going to start wasting time soon. May as well pick up a cannon. All right, Ona coming on in, though. 3 versus 2 here on this top side. Jiu is walking very, very slowly, blocks the Winter's Bite, and they're unable to get it. The hook does come back as Jiu's burning. Ona in a bit of trouble, but Gideon finds it with the pierce. Is the fact that Nongshim could be solidifying Legend Group here, as the door does have to be put up, and Gideon, he's making his way over, wasting no time at all. 2-for-1 special with that hail of arrows, and that is going to be one picked up. That would be perfect.
Some team building.
Yeah, and a hot spring perhaps.
Yeah, maybe a hike, you know, like an early morning. Early morning hike?
Yeah, yes. This is going to be very, very rough. Lahens possibly going to face check here as he doesn't get the buffer. Chains of Corruption comes down, gets a nice double knock up. He's actually investing a fair bit here as he does try and get the stun up. Flash does come out, and Nongshim just not able to...
But with this game state,
dear.
I feel like...
we hex Flash in. Finds the stun here as well. The door will go up,
It's
so
Braum.
some time could be bought here, as a double knockup from Gideon is gorgeous. The Ignite ticking down, and Carrier, he won't be okay, as there's a Realm Warp coming in, and he's going to have to walk the wrong direction. Kingin will be able to block him off. He's taking them on a merry jaunt around Summoner's Rift here, as the flash goes in. Kingin just looking to challenge Goomer, and he takes him down.
Can't walk up.
We're ganking Calyx. He doesn't have flash. He's going to try and look for something back, but he does not get it. And there it is. And T1 keeping it within touching distance here. 1.2 thousand gold. Gumiushi just got back, guys. Okay, Gideon is going in, misses the Q straight up, but that is going to be a lot of damage going down there as Carrier looks to try and get something back. As Kingin, he's going in and actually had the passive on him, and now they're looking for Doran, who was very far up. Gideon's just dead because Ona did make it towards this bottom lane. The retreat, or maybe it was the hot springs or the sauna or something.
Oh, they
like
just
that.
did it's the classic, you know, snip my fingers and the
yeah,
time
they did
pauses.
a bit of time dilation type stuff.
That's powerful.
That must have been what it was. Or maybe they're professional gamers that don't let the game state get to them.
Don't
and they
tilt
have
quite as
just
easily as either of us.
titanium mental, you know? Or maybe enough people were tilted on their behalf for them not to be, as Doran is going to get slammed to the wall. He's dead, guys. This is a Gwen that is not immune. The inner turret is likely to fall down as well as Calyx. Let's see whether he can survive on the other side of the map. This is called a cross-map play, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen. As Calyx does deal with the wave, and now he's just looking to run.
I think he just wants the wave.
He will probably be able to get most of it, as it does take a little bit of time. One last little auto, there it is. Faker's able to lock that one down. Thankfully, it's not Hextech Soul.
Oh yeah, never mind.
It's 16
I thought we were already on the second
there.
dragon, because it's got to be coming out to the team fights here.
Well, I've seen this one before, as Jiu going to cleanse. Not going to get slowed down, but Lehens may pay for it, as he does get the aftershock. He's actually pretty tanky. Chains of Corruption go in, but the answering door is going to be there. Sick, Calyx did have to invest the flash for it, but damn, he looked cool.
One more wave for a flash. I say...
it wasn't even one more wave. It was throwing a Q into nothing.
No, I know. I was about to say, it was stylish. It wasn't good.
Yeah, okay. Faker takes 1 billion damage.
No flash.
And then some from Kingin. And
now
Kingin's getting teleported on. Gideon going to be moving up here. We'll see whether he can get the crab. He will be able to, as Kingin is just dead. Big spike now.
I don't know if T1 can really fight this, but that's soul point for Infernal Soul, Atlas!
At 23 minutes. T1, they're going to try and get over here. Doran gets into the pit. Ona, can you actually drive your way through and steal it? He cannot. And they just get rid of the Gwen.
Pretty substantially behind as...
Oh dear. Well, Doran is going to try to make this one work. He flashes, but Kingin is just going to hit him with
Doran, I'm trying to defend.
And it looks like it's either fight or Arakan or both, or all of the above. There it is, the engage, the slam into the wall. Great knockups though coming through from this Braum. But Carrier, he can only do so much. Gumiushi finds the culling onto the side, and Gideon, he's just unkillable. I just don't know whether we're ever getting through this poppy. Calyx was somewhere at that time.
He's not even building tanky. He went Sundered Sky first.
Whoa, it's a flash from King, and he's looking for another one. The flash comes out, the slow is cleansed, but you cannot cleanse death. And it's a solo kill for Kingin. 6, 2, and 5 on this Jace. He's 3K ahead. They pick up an Arakan, and Nongshim. It's once again looking like they have this one in the bag.
No. Yeah, it's just game.
It's just Baron.
It's just game, Atlas. That's what that was.
Huh.
Can't wait to see the discourse after this one.
I mean, Noodles. Noodles, man. Last week, Kingin.
Right now, my oh my. And this T1 biting off way more than they can chew. You're guaranteed down a member.
And you're just not allowed. You're not allowed to make that play.
You have to wait until they're...
Well, Kingin is going to go into 4 people and die. He, of course, didn't have very much choice there, as Calyx is splitting on the other side. Jiu's in the mid lane.
Oh, this
might look like a good pick for T1, but Nongshim are very happy with this. That's inner turret, outer turret for Hammerman. Hextech Hammerman.
I do like
It felt good to say.
Yeah,
I
like Hammer, man. He is, as Calix.
He is sometimes Gunman. This is Bookman, and Bookman is in a
right. Turnabout T1.
I knew you were going to do it. Gideon goes in, but it was right as Ona was going in himself, and then he just looks a bit silly. Ona takes a fair bit of damage, but Nongshim are now on the run. It was they need to deny this dragon. That's absolutely true. As Kingen is an absolute monster, but not if these shock blasts do not land, and Nongshim will not be able to challenge for that infernal dragon. T1 just bought themselves 5 minutes.
Is that Edgeworth's music I hear? Are we in a Phoenix Wright game?
Oh,
is this Ace Attorney? Turnabout T1?
Well, I don't know about that because Kingen is going to come on over. Yeah. Gumshoes is like,
okay, no.
Brother, that is not evidence.
And when Gumshoe's correcting you know you really messed up.
Exactly.
Faker was on the flank. Do they have the resources to really do anything here?
Oh.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
I think they should get out. It's fine. You got the dragon. Well, we are not going out.
Gwen is not immune if he just dives in. However, she can just kill him. And so down goes Kingen. Calix is now golden, but in an awkward spot. In comes Gideon. Might be able to get the punishment here onto Doran, but he's done a decent job. But look at this.
No!
It's the Bash Brothers. It's the tanks. And they're rushing towards them. That's going to be the kill on Agumiyushi. Faker comes over, though. He is now a person with damage. And Jiu is going to try and win the game alone here on the top side of the map. It's gotten silly. It's gotten silly very quickly. T1 are out on the map, and they've left their front door open. So they're going to go in and take their stuff. Well, we'll see whether they can, as Lance does get the interruption. That's beautiful onto Ona. As now Gideon just says goodbye to Doran. And Carrier there to defend, but now Ona and Faker are in so much trouble. The two-man Impale is gorgeous with the Arcane Storm layered on top, but Kingen is going to survive. The phase rush again.
I think they can. I think they have to give it the Baron.
I mean, last time they tried to do this, they all died. And the Baron still went, and the Otacon went at the same time. Like, I understand why they just...
You have the damage. The reset comes through. That might be the turn as Calix.
Calix is going to flash. That's a pretty high value one, but still he's going to get impaled. Does have the Seraphs, does go golden. T1, it's only a matter of time. They just wait it out. They take down the Rise, but that's...
They have about 40 seconds before Rise shows up. Their engage isn't great, but they got to force right now.
Yep, got to try and find something here as the Hail of Arrows comes down. Nongshim looking to get themselves out of here as Gideon will be able to secure...
Zoom on Scuttle.
Yeah, the Crab. That's a good one. Chains of Corruption comes in here as if they kill Ona, that's a big deal, but the door goes up. Keeper's Verdict is going to make it an even fight as they take down the Jason. So much of the damage with the Puppy. Oh my God, Gideon, you are so incredible! Doran goes golden, the culling is going to get cancelled. Another knock-up as Goomer is in... He's just dead. It's a triple here for Jiu, and they are just going to go in, walk in the front door and win the game. And Calix is like, guys, what happened?
Oh, look at the faces on Jiu and Lance. Jiu living there actually ends up winning. That fight was on the verge of being lost. Doesn't even blow his cleanse, by the way. One auto away from getting hit by that Braum passive, from actually going down. And with this win, Nongshim secure the Legend group with a 2-0.
We have Noodles in the top half of the LCK. And they're going to be facing off against T1 a whole lot more. So incredibly fun to watch, but it's the same thing that happened last time around, but perhaps a little worse for T1, right? It's lose to Humble Life Esports and then also lose to Nongshim when you're not necessarily supposed to do that.
So they lost to Humble Life.
And also, Lehens just asked whether they secured Legend Group, and the rest of the team was like, yes.
It's
and then also Lehens said TK's so done.
Which realistically I think is the most likely, given how the...
Lehens robbed.
I really could have said anyone but Calix.
No, Lehens robbed. He was the guy. 2 level 1s? 2 level 1s? Both games? Robbed. I think it's fine though. Kingen did play the outplay on the top lane really well.
Well, also his mid, he solo boloed like 4 people this game.
I know, but he was already, he killed Doran 7 times.
Really?
And then was unleashed onto the map.
like 3 times as well.
Yeah, I know. He already had so much more money than everyone else on the map.
You just just love Lens, Atlas. Just admit it.
I do. It is time to have a chat with King, and so let's throw it over to the interview.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Dear for the POM interview translation, joined by Kingen on the side of Nongshim Redforce. Wow, you guys really stepped up your performance, and you have secured group legend. How do you feel?
솔직한 마음으로는 다음 디플러스
Well,
기아전이
To
이제
be really honest,
누가 레전드 그룹을 가는지 결정하는 그런 경기라고 사실은
you know, the
좀
next
예상하고 있었는데
match,
오늘
we were
바로
expecting that
진출하게 될 줄은
our
예상
next match after
못했어서
today
기분 좋은 것
against D plus
같습니다.
Kia would actually determine who goes to join group legend. But I'm just really glad that we're able to secure it today. And in game 1, the laning phase for Rumble felt rough, but you had some insane bursts in every team fight. So how are you able to get through the tough early phase?
라인전 단계에서 오른 Q 심리전
You know, from the laning phase, I think I lost in every mind game with the Ornn Q. So early game was actually really hard, but I think I was trying to push through with the mindset that I can win and do a lot more during the team fight. And in game 2, from the start, we saw you focus down the Gwen. So let's take a look at the replay. So in this moment, we heard the voice comms. And this is an advantage. Just take what you need to take from your jungle. I think I can zone them. So in this moment, what led to making that call?
1, 2렙 때 제가 원했던 라인전
So in level 1 and 2, I think I was.
제가 좀
It wasn't actually a really good,
다행히 이제 도라소가
I guess, matchup. How it's played out in the early.
사실 스카너가 저 위치에서
But I think
나올 걸
because
예상을 못했어가지고
we didn't expect the enemy to play Skarner, but I felt like as long as the enemy had played with a calm, composed mindset, I think it would have been better for them, but I think the way they tried to force it actually gave me the edge in the end. So you continue to pressure top afterwards. So was this just all a part of the game plan? You know, our strategy based on our draft was that we really needed to win through top. And I think our Poppy's job was really just to try to aid the Rise and Jace. And so with Jace's solid performance, the game was going pretty smoothly and the enemy kept targeting Rise. So what was your answer to deal with this? So I think as you notice one side, I guess one lane die, we had to make sure that we capitalize off of that and then put more pressure in the other lanes, but we weren't able to actually execute that too well. And with your performance being so phenomenal, Caster John actually promoted you from being big boss to CEO. So how does it feel to become the CEO? You know, it's such an honor. But I hope that I can actually live up to that title. So hopefully in the next match, I can actually show up as the true CEO. And as you know, Lee Hans gave up on his vacation to play for CL with Jiwoo. And it's not a very easy decision for a veteran to make. So what are your thoughts? You know, because a player like him exists, I think it actually does help a lot to get yourself into a better mindset in the pro scene. So I think it's very, very helpful. It's very honorable for him. And Nongshim has officially joined Group Legend, and now either D plus Kia and KT can join Group Legend. And your last opponent will be D plus Kia, which will be the 90th LCK match. The final match of round 2. So any predictions? You know, aside from Group Legends and Group Rise, I think Nongshim has the responsibility to show and display great performance. So given the circumstance, you know, whether it actually determines the outcome for any certain team. I think our focus will be to remain and maintain our performance. And would you like to say anything to your fans? And thank you so much for all your support. And we want to make sure that we can continue our win against D plus Kia. And so that we can actually ensure that our fans can cheer for us with so much more hope. And we will keep working hard to make sure that it is worth it to cheer for our team. And that's the end of the interview with Kingen, and back to the space. Thank you.
Thank you, dear, for that awesome translation, as always. Also, congratulations to Lehend, who is 9 years after his debut. What a career so far. Also getting the win tonight over T1, a very dominant win, 2-0 this time around. What was the difference maker for Nongshim today?
I think Jiu was in really good form. I think since coming back from challenges, he's been having great performances. I think Kingen, understandably was POM. He's been on form. We saw him have fantastic form in LCK Cup. Been at times a little hit or miss during the round 1 and 2, but this is the form you want to sort of be coming into as we're going towards the road to MSI qualifiers.
And I think we have to acknowledge that while it was a pretty big glow up for Jiu and for Nongshim as a whole, to me, I walk away from this series feeling like T1 lost this series more than Nongshim won it. Doubling down on so many of these fights that were 100% lost, that looked like there was no clear angle to get back into them, but T1 tried to hard force. And it's a game I think that T1 fans will be disappointed in and will rightfully be a little bit frustrated with. But they're still in a good spot in the standings, obviously, but need to tighten up the play a lot here.
Yeah, they definitely have to. Speaking of form, the predictions not in good form. The LCK